It's time for the 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is up, faithful? Step into my office. Let's talk some 49ers football. It has been a minute, but man, I wanted to jump on today. Obviously, we got the J.J. Watt signing news, which now the 49ers have to deal with. But even more importantly than that, I don't even care about the whole J.J. Watt thing, if I'm going to be honest with you. I get why people feel the way they are and why they get upset. And, oh, man, it's frustrating whenever the friends down the street get the cool new toys and all that stuff. But I'm telling you this. Bring it on, man. I've always had the mindset. I want to play the best. I don't want cupcakes. One of the reasons I love college football, like I am a diehard college football fan, but you don't get a lot of competition. It's just not present. And every now and then, that's what makes the bowl game so cool, is you finally get like a top tier game. But, you know, this was put out there by Daniel Jeremiah earlier today. And of the 5 quarterbacks in this draft, so you're talking, Trevor Lawrence, you got Zack Wilson, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, in whatever order you want to put them in, I don't care. What he said was this: out of the 5 quarterbacks in the draft in their final season of play, 2019 for Trey Lance, because he only played 1 game in 2020, not his fault, up to the conference. Of all of those, quarterbacks only were matched up against better teams twice. All 5 quarterbacks, a full season of play, that's it. You had Clemson when they played Ohio State, and Ohio State won, so that was 1 matchup for Trevor Lawrence. And then you had Ohio State versus Alabama, when, obviously the national championship, Alabama just destroyed them. BYU, North Dakota State, and Alabama never had 1 matchup against anybody with superior talent. It just wasn't there. And so the thing that makes the NFL is parity in any given Sunday. Because, yeah, we could talk trash about whomever and what else, and it doesn't really matter. Game's got to be played, and you never know, because it is a relatively level playing field for the most part. So, yeah, J.J. Watt, did our division get tougher today? Sure did. There's no doubt about that. He signs a 2-year, $31.5 million deal, and happy for him. Good job. Awesome. That's great. The thing that bothers me is number 99 is retired for the Cardinals. They only have a couple. They really haven't had that many good players. They're taking the number out of retirement. Now, this is too it's I don't want to put this all on J.J. Watt and all on the Cardinals, but this bothers me. Marshall Goldberg, he had it retired, said that's fine, he can use the number, he'd be honored, whatever. But man, I'm not a curse guy, but man, that's got to have some bad juju on it. You got to unretire a number? I like JJ, man. I think he's great, but I'm not unretiring a number. What the hell is that? No, it's done. DUN. Time to move on. Get a different number. Wear 98. I don't care if that's your brand. Figure that out. But anyway, now what does this mean for the 49ers? Well, offensive line was a priority, especially for me, has been for several years. Now it's even more so. And so, from MK Green, so basically we have to resign Trent Williams now, right? I agree 100%. I think that you had to re-sign him beforehand. Now you have to. I think that you could get around it. The good thing about this draft is, and man, I haven't even talked about what we're going to do. We're going to do a full 2-round mock draft today with trades for the 49ers. We're going to see what happens and all these things. So stay tuned for that. But this draft, where the 49ers are drafting at number 12, there's a couple positional sweet spots that fit perfectly. One is offensive line. You're going to have your choice of some strong tackles and guards there. Rashawn Slater's my guy. If you're picking at 12 and he's there, probably going to go earlier, but he would be a perfect fit. Cornerback is a definitely sweet spot. There's 3 stud corners in this draft, and they're all going to be going around this territory. So I like that there as well. Then you look at edge. There's not a glorified top-tier edge. So we're picking in the spot. So if for some reason you don't sign Trent Williams, going to get about $20 million a year, you get to spend that on some other position. And so that's the silver lining that we have there. But, yeah, there's still some issues there. David, he highlights this so much. So many teams with cap issues needing to cut good players, and we're seeing it already. Kyle Rudolph got cut today. You've got safeties getting cut all over the place. I mean, the league, because of COVID, is being forced to have top-tier talent and then just a bunch of guys. The middle class of the NFL is losing out. So if you're not on a cheap contract, you better be an elite player, because that middle, the Oreo stuffing, if you will, it's being scraped out. It's just what it is. And so, yeah, David, he says, let the free agent pool flood and so it can drive players' value down for this year. Then we can get in and make those signings. Yeah, I mean, we're better than half of the league whenever you look at salary cap position. Trent Williams is going to take up a huge chunk of that, and you got to pay a premium to keep premium talent at a premium position. I'm okay with that. But you're correct. You're going to be getting a lot of guys on some minimum deals with heavy incentives. And incentives are important because they don't fall under the projected salary cap base. Those are less likely to happen, and they do not figure in to the salary cap formula. So you could sign a player on a minimum deal for $1 million, depending on how long he's been in the league. But you could say, oh, if you make the Pro Bowl, you get an extra $2 million. That doesn't hit the salary cap. That doesn't affect the cap number. So you can put players and you can get creative. The thankful thing is the 49ers have the most creative financial guy in the NFL. His name is Parag Marante. So I love that. And that, you look at things, where do 49ers have the advantage? What is it about us that gives us a slight advantage over other people? That's one of them. One is locker room personality and culture. Everybody loves being with the 49ers. 2, I would say Kyle Shanahan and his play design, tendency breakers, self-scouting, all those things. Absolutely incredible. And then 3, Parag Marante. I think those are huge. Now, can you exacerbate those things into a competitive advantage when the season starts? That's what we got to see. That's what we got to see. So you like where we're at, but it does, the last blow, if this is a boxing match, the Arizona Cardinals gave us a big hit. There's no doubt about that. They improved. We have not improved yet to this point. So we'll have to see. But we knew all along J.J. Watt wasn't coming to the 49ers. We just didn't want him to go to Arizona. I wanted him to stay in the AFC, definitely not the NFC West. But, hey, I want to play the best. I want to beat the best. I still don't think the Arizona Cardinals are really that good of a team. I don't believe in their head coach. Their quarterback is good, not great. There's just not a lot there. I think they've got 3 studs on defense, and that's it. Buda Baker, Chandler Jones, and now J.J. Watt. And yeah, people could say, oh, man, that rookie, Isaiah Simmons. No, you go back. When we played against the Cardinals, our most explosive plays almost of the entire year were against Isaiah Simmons. Now, eventually he's going to catch on. I think he's so damn talented physically that it's going to work out for him eventually. But anyway, I digress. Let's jump in, baby. Let's go to the mock draft. I did this mock draft. I like to use so many different sites. This is on Pro Football Network, the mock draft simulator. Now, I only controlled the 49ers. So all these other picks, you can get pissed off at me and say, oh, no way, that guy's going to fall. I didn't do this one. And I'd like to spice it up. Sometimes I'll control all the picks. Sometimes I'll just control NFC West teams. Sometimes just the 49ers, whatever else. But it gives you a different look, and that's the whole purpose of mock draft. So before, you can put this in the comments all you want, and I appreciate it. Thank you. No way player X falls to number Y. There's no way. You're an idiot. That's cool. And you're right. You probably are correct, but I wasn't in charge of those. So this is on Pro Football Mock Draft Simulator. Anyway, Let's go through this. And one of my favorite things about this is the computer will trade within the computer as well. And we've got a couple of those where they jump up and jump down. Right off the bat, Trevor Lawrence goes number 1. Number 2, the Jets go with Jamar Chase. I actually don't think this is a bad pick. I love Jamar Chase that much. And if you want to see what you can do with Sam Darnold, why not pair him with who would have been my top wide receiver in the last 4 draft classes, Jamar Chase. That's how much I love this kid. He's incredible. So Jamar Chase goes number 2, which is really, really high for a wide receiver. You got to go back to Calvin Johnson for that to take place. But Jamar Chase is a freak. I absolutely love that dude. Number 3, Miami goes Penei Sewell, which I think, again, really, really smart pick there. No quarterbacks, or the one quarterback. Number 4, Zack Wilson, okay, goes to the Atlanta Falcons. So there's still 2 stud quarterbacks on the market, but I know if we get to pick 8 at Carolina Panthers, you have to trade up in front of Carolina because Carolina's taking a quarterback. My guess is Carolina is going to jump up from 8 to 5 or 6 to guarantee a quarterback. They've been that aggressive. So you cannot wait past 7. Now, I would love to get a quarterback here, but I'm not selling the farm. It's not even going to take place. So I offered my first round pick this year, my second round pick this year, and second next year. So first and second this year, second next year to jump up. Offer that to Cincinnati, got denied. Cincinnati went Caleb Fairley, cornerback, Virginia Tech. This is really high, but I love Fairley that much. The start of this draft, those first 5 picks, I'm just sitting there just like, man, I didn't control them. But I ain't mad. It sounds like they're using my draft board. I'm going to be honest with you. So Caleb Fairley, cornerback, first one off the board to Cincinnati. Don't be – I know there's a lot of Patrick Surtain fans, and I love Patrick Surtain, but don't be shocked when Caleb Fairley's the first one off there. His ceiling is just so much higher. Pick 6, the Philadelphia Eagles. No clue what the hell they're going to do. Quarterback, yeah, it's kind of a need. Do they stay? Do you take advantage of this deep quarterback class? What's going on there? Philadelphia does go quarterback. I offered them the same trade, first, second, and next year's 2. They turned that down as well. Justin Fields is the 3rd quarterback off the board to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now it's Detroit. This is your last chance straight up because Carolina at 8, they're taking a quarterback. I offered them the same damn deal. To go from 12 to 7. First, second round this year, second round next year. They said no, those damn Lions. But I didn't want to overpay. 49ers have a lot of needs, and if you could spread that out over 2 years, that'd be huge. But I don't want to trade a first-round pick. I'm staying away from that. It's just not in my nature. It's just not there. But anyway, Detroit turns us down. They go wide receiver, Devonta Smith here. Detroit, they've got a lot of picks, whatever. If you're going to take a wide receiver, at least trade back. There's going to be, this is such a deep wide receiver class. But anyway, number 8, Carolina's on the board. Offered them a trade. They said hell no as well. They're taking a quarterback. Carolina gets the 4th quarterback off the board. Trey Lance. Breaks my heart. Freaking love Trey Lance. You guys know it. Number 9, the Denver Broncos. I am not trading up anymore. In fact, my entire thing is crap. I hope we trade back. Denver goes linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's one of those guys that's going to be in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. Linebacker's just a freak. Goes a little earlier here than Micah Parsons. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked if that happens in the draft. Micah Parsons has some questionable stuff on his past that's going to cause some teams to say, I'm okay. I'm okay. So that's where he goes. Dallas, number 10, Kyle Pitts. Why not? They don't know how to build a team. It's the all-name team as always. Kyle Pitts is incredible. He's definitely worth the 10th round pick. But Dallas has so many issues on that defensive side of the ball. You can score 50 points a game, but you're never going to stop anybody. Anyway, there's so many mouths to feed on that offense, but I would not be shocked if Jerry Jones does that. Number 11, New York Giants. Gregory Rousseau, the first edge, is off the board. And now, here we go, baby. The 49ers are on the clock. A lot of guys I like here. We got 3 offers to trade, which I was pretty happy about. First offer we got made me laugh. I almost didn't even have to look. This just tells you kind of how much of a jerk I think I am. Kansas City offered us a trade. They wanted to jump up from number 31. They have the second to last pick in the draft, all the way up to number 12. They offered their first, second, and third this year, so 31, 63, 94. Next year's second and next year's third. I said hell no. I don't like it. I love the draft capital, but every one of their picks is at the end of the round, and next year's going to be the same damn way probably. I just don't like it. I want a premium player. Second offer, Minnesota Vikings. They offered number 14. So this one, you're just dropping back 2 spots. So you get number 14. You drop from 12 to 14, pick up a 5th round this year and a 2nd next year. I kind of like this offer, not going to lie. So you drop back 2 spots, pick up a 5th, and get a 2nd rounder next year, all for the number 12 pick. I like that. And the third offer, I think is even better. Washington football team, no mascot. Why not trade away your picks? Number 19 and number 51, their second for number 12 and 173 are 6. So we're giving up our number 12 pick and our 6th round pick, number 173, for a 1st and a 2nd this year, and you're only dropping 7 spots back. I think that number 51 pick, that is huge because that's a premium starter player. So you fall back 7 spots, you pick up an extra starter. I really like that. But first, before we decide if we're going to trade back, which I'm leaning, yeah, let's trade back. Who's on the board? Kwity Paye's still there. Ojulari's still there if you're looking at edge players. You've got 2 stud corners. Patrick Surtain still there. J.C. Horn still there. You want go offensive line. Slater's still there. Darisaw still there. There's so much talent. And Jalen Waddle. Now, I don't think that there's any way in hell you could pick Jalen Waddle with all these other needs, edge, corner, O-line on the clock. But Waddle is that type of a player, so I do like that there. I went ahead and took the trade back with the Washington football team. So you drop back 7 spots, pick up an extra 2nd, and give up your 6th round pick this year. So number 12 and 173 we send away. We get number 19 and number 51. So I'm sitting there and I'm saying, you know what? I'm okay with this because the whole mindset is we have needs. We need people on our roster. This isn't the 2019 draft where we are returning every starter except 3. That's not the case. It's just not what it is. And so I take this trade, and the funny thing is Washington football team trades up. They get Jalen Waddle, so he's gone. 13th pick, the Chargers. Rashawn Slater, he's gone. Minnesota, 14, Kwity Paye. They're dropping like flies. Next up, we get a trade, and I like this. Cleveland trades all the way up with New England. And the reason why I'm including these, it gives context to what the value to pay up and to drop back are. And it also lets you know team needs. So Cleveland trades up with New England to get Micah Parsons, the linebacker who fell to 15. I think this is about where he should be going. What did they pay? What did they give up? Okay, New England they got a lot. Number 26. So for Cleveland jumped up from 26 to 15. New England got number 26, number 59, and a 4th round comp pick. So they got paid pretty good. But again, they fell back 11 spots from the middle of the 1st all the way to the late 1st. We'll see how that trade works out for them a little bit later. Number 16, Arizona Cardinals go Christian Barmore, which who knows if that's going to adjust their value there if they still want to go D-line with J.J. Watt, but they have holes everywhere in that defense. So it's not like J.J. Watt fixes everything. They could definitely still use a DT. Las Vegas takes Najee Harris. This was my biggest WTF moment during this mock draft. Again, I'm not controlling the other teams. I'm just controlling us, but I love it. I want running backs to go. That's what I want. I want linebackers to go off the clock. That's what I want because every single time a running back, a linebacker goes off the board or a safety, that's premium talent following to us at positions of need. And I get some people are like, oh, no, you just go best player available. Not how the 49ers draft. It's not. They haven't drafted that way since John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan showed up. There are some teams that do this. And I get it's very easy to say, oh, best player available. Best player available. BPA. No, that is not the NFL. Now, if this was a Packers podcast, yeah, you could say that, and that would be accurate. That's why they spent all of their draft capital on a quarterback who was never active, a third string running back and a backup fullback last year. That's why they get bounced in the NFC Championship and weren't even that competitive because they have no depth. We're not that team. Thank God. I don't want to be that team. But anyway, Najee Harris goes to Las Vegas. John Gruden's a weird guy. Who knows what happens? Miami, now we're 2 picks away now, and there's still some studs there. Miami at pick 18 takes J.C. Horn, the corner. So now the 49ers, we traded back. I'm so glad we traded back with the way things fell. And, man, we've got some players on the board now. Patrick Surtain's there, and you're sitting there saying, no way, Patrick Surtain's not going to be there at 19. And you're probably right. Also, nobody thought Greedy Williams would be available in the middle of the second round 2 years ago. These things happen. Now, Surtain does have some issues, but I love him. I think he's incredible. Ojulari's still there. Christian Darrisaw's still there. So you've got these 3 studs. We did get a couple of offers, but I didn't like either one of them. One offer was from Cincinnati. We would have to drop all the way out of the first round. So we're picking at 19 now. We'd have to drop all the way to 38. I'm not falling back that far. They offered their second, their third, and next year's second. Nope, I don't want that. Carolina, similar package. They offered their second, their third, and next year's second rounder. Hell no. I'm not dropping back to 38 or 39. I don't like it. So we got to pick. Who do the 49ers pick here? Ojulari has been kind of my favorite for a long time, but I wanted to spice this one up and see how it fell. It's a big reason why you do mock drafts. Man, what happens if I take a corner in the first round? What does it look like in the second? Versus, man, what happens if I take an edge in the first round versus what shows up in the second? So, Darrisaw, let's say we do not take Trent Williams. Darrisaw would 100% be the pick right here. But I am operating under the understanding we're signing Trent Williams. You can't tell me otherwise, baby. He's coming back. We need the silver back in our lives. So, I'm going corner. Let's go, baby. The 49ers trade back, pick up a second-round pick, and get a stud premium player at a position of need. How do you not love this? Patrick Surtain at pick 19? Woo! I freaking love it. The cornerback from Alabama, 6'2", 203, and boy, do I have a clip for you. Here we go. Let's see some Patrick Surtain film. Run game. Check this play out right here. Okay, they've got a modified wide receiver split to where he's on the hash. So there's a lot of outside room. Obviously, he's the outside run gap defender. So as soon as he gets his run key read, pay attention to his behavior. First off, he's going to offhand jam, what you like to see. See here. Boom. So he gets his hand on him, opens his eyes up as his hips open up with the wide receiver, and he's going to recognize what's coming in his way. Now, as soon as he does, you don't run towards the ball. That's these guys' job. His job is to fit directly outside across this block and watch him just fight to get to the perimeter out there. He gets a 4 or 5 yard gain, which isn't the best. But again, let's just watch it full speed. Going to run a slant. You got to stay with it. Then you replace outside. Get to his gap. He knows where he is supposed to be in his run gaps at all time. So for physical defenses that are out there, you're going to love this kid because in Alabama, you play man coverage, press man coverage, which is rare at the college level, and you tackle, period. That's all there is to it. And that's what you get with this kid. He's clean and sound and a plug-and-play player at Alabama. He stepped in day one, started, the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. He's great. There are some concerns. Top-end speed, major concern with him. You watch him in the deep ball, he gives up separation consistently. And his ball skills are good, not whenever he's running with his back to the quarterback. Not the best in-phase player on the deep ball. So those are some concerns. He would start day one for, 30 franchises in the NFL. He's great. His ceiling isn't as high as Caleb Fairley or J.C. Horn. It's not. But where he is at now, his floor, way higher. I love this kid. He's incredible. He's not my favorite corner. But, man, you trade back and get a second, and you get Patrick Surtain, and again, people are like, no way he's going to be there at 19. Okay, cool. Swap this pick out with J.C. Horn so that you can kind of see what that would look like and why that works and why that doesn't. That's okay. This isn't actually happening. It's not. Now, what my whole thing is, okay, we just took a quarterback. Now we got 2 second rounders. So I'm watching Azeez Ojulari, and I love Azeez Ojulari. And so what I'm going to do is, if he falls past 25, we're at 19, we just picked, now we're at 20. If he falls 5 picks, I'm jumping up to get him because I think that's the value. So real quick, let's just see a quick clip of Azeez and what he brings to the table. All right, let's see what happens here off the right side. Now, finally, he does not get, any help. He's coming from the wide 9 stance, 2-point stance. Oh, look at the bend. Oh, he got him. Oh, the ball's out. He got the ball. Sack, strip, fumble, recovery. The trifecta. Woo. Azeez Ojulari. Look at this guy. Speed to bend. Watch him get freaking horizontal off of this bend. Great first step. Look at that. Dips the shoulder. Dips the shoulder. That is elite. There are not a lot of edge guys that have done this productively at the college level that are draft eligible at the edge position this year. Whoop. Just slips it. Gets up. It has the wherewithal not to hit him low. Boom. Gets the ball out and gets the ball. You're not going to see a better play. This kid's going in the first round. You want a D Ford replacement? This is it. 4 forced fumbles, ladies and gents. 4 this year. This is not happenstance. This is something that reoccurs. I love this kid, man. I've been on mute. Sorry about that, guys. I sneezed and I forgot to unturn it. I apologize for that. Oh, man, I'm going to have to update this one. Sorry about that, guys. But real quick, just to update where everybody is. This is awesome. This is why you go live on podcast, Jits. 49ers are on the clock now at the end. I'm going to finish this out. We trade up, okay? The 49ers trade up. We offer number 43 and number 17. Again, that second rounder that we had, we offer the Salah comp pick to number 39 for the Carolina Panthers, and we get Jalen Phillips. I love this pick. I think it's incredible. You pair him up, and just great things are there because now you got your corner. Now you got an extra edge player. You get him in the second round. You don't really care about the injury history. And then we have that extra second because we traded back in the first for the Washington football team, right? And basically what we're going to get is, man, we stay on the board. We take center Josh Myers from Oklahoma State, center. He's got 1,500 snaps at the center position. I freaking love it. So getting out of this draft, you get a corner. You trade back and get a stud corner in Patrick Surtain. You trade up and get a stud edge player in Jalen Phillips. I understand he's got some injury history. I don't like it, but you're getting him in the second round. So it fits. And then you get Josh Myers with the extra second for falling back. So you upgrade your offensive line. You got a center. You've got an edge player. You've got a corner. I would love this. This would make me ecstatic. So sorry about the audio issues, guys and gals. I apologize for that. Sometimes stuff happens. But hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll tweet out some of the stuff about this. I'll edit the video and put this back up without the missing audio in the middle. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the support. And as always, stay strong, faithful.